Good evening, this is Sufa PMTV at the Al Porto for the Thai-Italian Chamber of Commerce Networking and Wine Dinner. In a moment, I'll be talking to some of the members and the president of the chamber, so please stay tuned. I'm here now with Nicola Matchetti from Al Porto. Hello.
Hello.
Hi.
Everybody.
We're here in your wine bar here.
Yes.
Very interesting. So tell us about all your wines.
Well, they are all Italian wines because we decide to use in our restaurant only Italian wines. They are from different regions in Italy. We have Tuscany wine, Piedmont wine, and many other regions in Italy. And because our intent is to have traditional Italian food and, of course, also Italian wine.
Italian wine.
Yes.
Okay. So how long have you had this place? It's like a hidden gem in town. We never knew about it before.
No, because we have a soft opening. We only invite old customers from the other places, and we don't do a lot of advertisement yet. So we are starting to do it now, and I hope that in a couple of few months we are going to have some advertisement and let people know that we are opening this location, which is really new.
Yeah, but at least a lot of people from Bangkok already know about this because tonight you're having the Thai-Italian Chamber of Commerce members coming down to your restaurant. What do you plan to serve them?
Well, we will have some starter terra, which is going to be melon with Parma ham. And then we go for some seafood. It's going to be salmon and tuna. And after that we will have some cannelloni with cheese, ricotta cheese and spinach. After that ravioli with crab sauce. And then we are going to end of the dinner with some roast beef with roast potato. And then after that we will have some dessert, some complimentary drinks, of course Italian drinks like grappa, limoncello, and of course a lot of wine, you can see from here.
By the time they finish the 6-course meal, they won't be able to drive back to Bangkok. Now what is this?
This is a ham coming from Italy. It's really from my place because they made this very near my house. Actually, the guy who produced this is my friend, and we get this from an Italian importer in Bangkok, and of course, it's from my place. I really love it, and I want to, some other guests inside the restaurant to try it.
All right. So, what is the reason for having this ham in the wine cellar? Is it to keep it cool, or is it part of the?
We keep it here because it's cool, yes, but have to be not too cool. And then we slice this, and we also serve this with cocktail for the person that they want to have some drinks at the bar. And I think it's nice, a little bit salty than Parma ham, but yes.
All right. So let's go and see what the members are doing.
Yes, please.
All right. Thank you.
Let's go.
I have the pleasure to be standing here now with Mr. Lino Geretto, the president of the Thai-Italian Chamber of Commerce. Hello, sir.
Hi. Thank you for inviting us here.
Okay, so we hardly get Thai-Italian Chamber of Commerce in Pattaya. This is one of the first times, I believe?
Actually, this is the second event that we are organizing here in Pattaya. The first one was a month ago. We are trying to kind of open a new chapter of the chamber. This is regulation from the Ministry of Commerce, which has been changed recently, and so we can now do this kind of things. Before we couldn't do that.
What were the reasons?
Well, it's perhaps old laws. Now we know for sure that members can come from outside Bangkok. So this is a chance. I mean, Pattaya is a big base for us, important base. I mean.
Do you have you must have an honorary consul here. Consul in Pattaya.
Honorary consul, yes, we have here. We have in Phuket, we have in Krabi, and we have in Chiang Mai.
But the chamber not. So now it's a good opportunity to
Chamber
start
not, yes.
expanding yourself
Yes,
here.
correct. Again, 2 months ago we were here trying to see whether we could open one in Pattaya. I think this is the top event for us, and we can discuss and further elaborate on how to go on.
We have a lot. We have a British Thai, we have German Thai, we have American Thai, Australian
Right.
Thai all the time.
Right.
And sometimes they even join. They have joined networking evenings.
Yes.
Do you plan to do that with them in the near future?
Sure, we have done in the past this in Bangkok with the Danish, with the British and other chambers, the French chambers. We do event quite often, not only events but projects as well.
So what kind of activities do you normally have for your members in Bangkok?
We have this kind of gatherings that are either having a matrix of pure business, business matching, seminars, always related to business, or a social, cultural event where people are just meeting and drinking.
A little bit about the Italian business in Thailand.
Yeah.
How has it been going and what is the future? How do you see it?
Okay, the chamber has been established over 30 years ago, 33 I believe. So it's one of the old chambers in Thailand. And our membership has grown up over the years, simply because we have numbers of industries from Italy. Of course, we don't mention fashion and cars and all these kind of things. We have also heavy industry like steel. We have precision industry. We have optical. We are in the optical sector, for instance, glasses and frames and lenses, especially lenses. And then we have this important industry, which is food and beverage. I mean, it's a huge industry, you know. It's a huge business for us. There are more than 1,000 restaurants, Italian restaurants.
I believe it. It's everywhere.
Yes, and I would say that more or less they are all quite successful. Of course, someone is at the top. They are very famous. They are very dedicated, by the way, you know. But there is a huge number of Italian restaurants, and these restaurants are quite genuine because they are cooking with ingredients from Italy. The basic important ingredients are coming from Italy. And in this context, I would like to mention a project which has been sponsored by the Italian Ministry of Tourism, which is Ospitalità Italiana. I guess you understand what I mean. Hospitalità is hospitality. And is specifically related to top restaurant, Italian restaurant in Thailand. And those restaurants must respect a certain clauses to pass this kind of achievement, which is of course the environment inside. This I believe will pass this kind of test. And then the tables, the clothes, and of course ingredients. While you're cooking, the olive oil, pasta, tomato, certain number of wine, Italian wine, and of course the chef must be an Italian chef, and there must be a menu with Italian language as well as English or Thai.
Yeah, I was talking to the chef about this a moment ago, and we were talking about ingredients.
Right.
Because I just came back from Australia, and there are a lot of Italian restaurants there as well. But the chef was telling me, but the ingredients might be different because they don't really allow that much imported foods.
You mean in Thailand?
In Australia.
Yeah.
But in Thailand, you can just bring in whatever.
This is not really correct. We have problems, and perhaps authority, if they will hear us.
No, we can't bring in everything.
No, no. I believe yes, we have quite a number of basic ingredients that we bring in from Italy. We have other ingredients which are equally important, but we can't import because of either real restriction or you need a big pile of papers and certification in order to get this. And I'm referring to fresh fish. Not really fresh fish, but maybe fresh meat and fresh vegetable, for instance. The tomato is important for us, for our cuisine. You know.
Well, has anybody brought in olive trees?
Olive trees? I don't believe olives. Yes, in can.
Not the trees.
Not the tree. No, definitely not.
You might want to try that. You know, that might be interesting.
I don't know whether this is the right weather. I'm sure this is not one. Perhaps in Chiang Mai. It's possible in Chiang Mai. Yes.
And you have a lot of Italian wines. They are really, really good.
Yes, that's correct.
And the industry, the wine industry in Thailand, is it growing? The Italian wine industry?
The Italian wine consumption is growing. There is I would say, a Thai or French Thai industry, which is promoted by a few companies. Now out of my mind, I got two names. One is the experiment, which is successful already, of the one of Dr. Chayut, late Dr. Chayut Kannasuta.
Is that the PB, not the PB?
And I'm not sure it's PB, and another is, I believe, the one of General Sanang also, which is quite okay.
So people are drinking more and more Italian wines.
Italian and I would say also French wine.
French has always been here forever, you know.
Yeah.
That's, I think, one of the first that the Thai people would go for.
Yes.
But Italian just came up not so many years ago.
No, the Italian wine is. I'm around this area for the past 30 years, and I always found Italian wine here. So I guess it was also before, perhaps not in the volume that we are seeing today. I mean, which is today we are really talking about important figures, you know.
In Thailand, I think it started with French wines. I'm talking about the popularity.
Sure.
And then it went on to Chilean and then Australian and things like that.
Californian and South
right.
African and
yeah,
so on.
but
Yes,
Italian wine is coming up. I noticed that.
Very strong, very strong. Yeah.
Well, okay, so we're going to be tasting a lot of wines tonight anyway with our dinners and probably with Prosecco and all that.
Okay, I hope you
and
enjoy.
maybe we end with limoncello.
No. If you have Italian wine, I guess 2 or 3 glasses of Italian wine and then you mix it with limoncello, I believe it's an explosive...
Don't mix it. End the meal with the limoncello.
Oh yes, okay.
Well, it's been a pleasure talking with you.
Pleasure was mine. Thank you. Thank you.
Standing now with a very lovely lady who's also a member here, Kunanchali, and she runs her own company called L1. What is L1?
This is more like a sourcing interior product for projects that we are having. So it's been a few years now that I'm working on it, and hopefully that it will work out fine. Yeah.
What kind of products are they?
It really depends on the projects that we have. If we have the project in, let's say in Phuket, and the client will be for Russian market, and they can ask for something that's very traditional Thai. But if I have like a condo in Bangkok and the request for Italian made, that can be imported from Italian too, because like more like sourcing furniture company.
So only furniture, right?
All sorts of interior product, for example, can be sculpture, like one piece that stay in a hotel, you know, like a big sculpture. We do anything that involve interior. Yeah.
Anything, and they just open a catalog, look at it, and they say we want this and this and this and this. Do they tell you where they want them from?
They tell me they usually tell me the perspective of the work, like what kind of mood and what kind of theme of the work, and then I will ask them the budget, and then I will source whatever is fit in their budget. Yeah.
Who have been your good clients so far?
Our good client is right now we're doing a project for Chao Phraya River, the hotel. I'm very proud of it because it's become traditional Thai style Lasana Gosin, and for us it's very new. I never involved with this thing like this before, and it involved like traditional Thai but in a fusion way to sell to the tourists, for the foreigners. So this client is Chao Phraya, the Chao Phraya Pierce family. That's the client. Yeah.
So you actually do only hotels and condos, so only big scale projects?
Not really big scale. It depends. Right now it's more like one-stop shopping. Let's say I have one of my clients. He's using us for office, and then he's kind of like having this hotel project with his family. So I know him through his office project, and then he brought me again to his family business, which is hotel, which is, it's not just a hotel. So now we are doing official projects and hotel and residential, a little bit of residential.
What has been your favorite theme of decoration?
I think right now my theme has changed, and I think I found fusion Thai become very charming. That not too Thai for Thai and not too Falang for Falang, like something in the middle. We call it fusion. I think it's really charming. Right. Yeah.
But that's from your point of view. What about the customer's point of view? What's in demand right now?
It really depends on which side of the customer that I have. If it's like Westerner, they always go for contemporary Thai, If it's Thai, they always go for the Western. So it's really, it really depends on.
Where did you learn all this before you came into the business?
By experience, I got into this business by incident. I was changing from my graphic design, which is I graduated from, and I was looking for a next job, like changing a job. And then this company is an imported furniture company, and they wanted someone who have artistic background, because the piece of furniture that they sold in that time was designed by a famous designer. So they need a salesperson who have acknowledged of designers who designed this piece of furniture, because they knew at that time that not many people would spend $250,000 for one chair, unless you have someone to tell the story behind it. So I got into this.
You can always make a story.
More or less. So I got into the business by this company, and then I got into my own after that,
So it's going well?
Yeah.
So you know where to go if you need interior decoration of all sorts, contemporary, traditional, for hotel, for condos, you name it. If they want to contact you, what is the email address?
It's very easy, like al1.co.th.